Just to get back to the YouTube algorithm thing, which I would literally never let go in my entire life. There was a time I remember looking at your channel one time a while ago, and each video had, you know, about 1,000 views, which is great for somebody who's up and coming. I mean, I remember the first time I got 1,000 views, I was over the moon. I was doing cartwheels. And then over time, it's like, even though you're putting out phenomenal content, it was like your view count started ticking down. So, yeah, speak to that a little bit. Number one, what was that like? Number two, what are you going to do in response to that? Like, talk a little bit about that.
No, I mean, you're 100% right. There was a period there where my channel started like taking off a little bit, and then it dramatically slowed down. And like I noticed right up until the point where where you featured one of my videos on your channel, it had basically stalled out for like, I mean, almost a month or a month and a half, where I was gaining, you know, maybe 10 subscribers a day, if I was gaining that, and the views started tanking down as well. And one of the other things that I noticed is that YouTube, whenever I have any topic, whether it's like, you know, covering Palestine or Israel, or, you know, the like the recent mass shooting, or, you know, any topic that could, any foreign policy issues especially, but any topic that could even mildly be considered to be outside of the, you know, bounds of normalcy or whatever the advertisers want, it, for me at least, immediately gets demonetized, or, you know, has that, you know, whatever it is, the half monetization that they get, or that it's only for select advertisers or something. And then every single time that it comes up with that, I'll go through the appeals process, and I'll, you know, a couple of days later, after my video has already gotten all of its views, they'll come back with a message and say, oh, we've approved your video for monetization now after reviewing it. And it's like, well, I mean, you know, I'm no longer getting views on a video. I'm not going to make any money from that. So, I mean, at this point, I would say that happens to maybe, you know, 40–50% of the videos that I put out there right now.
And are you dependent on your channel for your income, or do you have another job that sort of pays the bills?
So, yeah, so I also do, like a part-time delivery driver on the side. I'm also still finishing my degree in college right now. So I'm also a full-time student.
Wow.
So I'm doing, I have a couple jobs, I guess, if you consider what I'm doing on YouTube to be a job as well. And, you know, I make a you know, couple $100 here and there off some of the ad revenue, and combine that with the Patreon and all of that stuff. So, you know, it definitely helps out. But yeah, I mean, it's not nearly enough for me to make that my full-time job yet, at least.
Yeah.
I think Sagar and I mean, we didn't know what we were doing, but we really got kind of lucky, because if we had started just completely independent on not the Hill platform, I don't think we would have been able to succeed, because
you may already have just made the cut before they really cracked down.
Before they were, because I mean, but I really think the fact that we were on that like authoritative news corporate algorithm, that was the key to us having that success as quickly as we did. And then when we went independent, we were able to bring a good portion of that audience over. But without that, starting as you did, you know, just recently, and putting out really phenomenal content, I really do want to recommend people go and check out the channel, because it's not only is the content quality, but it's very thorough and it's very thoughtful. It's not just sort of knee jerk, which I really, you know, which I also really appreciate it, but it just makes it extraordinarily difficult for independent creators, to even ones who are doing everything right and putting things out there that really need to be heard. It just makes it really, really difficult for them to get going these days.
Yeah, and that's honestly, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk to you too, is because, like, man, when you look at Jordan Chariton's channel, I don't know if you know the whole backstory with that, but he was there on January 6th, recording it on the ground, doing like investigative reporting. And following...
they jacked his footage, right?
So what happened is
what they did.
He licensed his footage to a bunch of the major news outlets.
CNN and everybody, yeah.
So what they did is they were able to post their stuff on YouTube that they licensed from Jordan. Jordan's footage on his own channel got pulled down, was censored. So from YouTube, the argument was, you know, it seems like you're promoting the big lie, or promoting the Capitol riot or whatever. And he's like, no, I'm a journalist and I'm just showing video of it. And why the hell do you allow it on CNN and all these other big outlets, but you're pulling it down for me on my own channel when I'm the original person who recorded it? So when you look at a situation like that, it's just like a perfect case study in how rigged and unfair the system is. And for a voice like yours, I just feel like it's so important for people who have, you know, similar politics like we do, and you do very thorough and important and intelligent work, that, like, there's got to be, you know, we got to find a way out of this. We got to find a way around this. And part of that is like solidarity and trying to boost each other a little bit, you know, but it's so hard to override the brute force of the algorithm because, you know, everybody can play the world's smallest violin for me because my channel's already really large, but like, I just don't grow anymore at all. It's negative growth. It's like randomly you'll get sub purges like on a regular basis, even when it could be a day where I have no controversial takes whatsoever. It could be a day where I maybe have some controversial takes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If I don't post, if I do post, if I post something good, if I post something bad, if I post something standard, if I post something new, like anything, it's just like, oh, would you look at that? No growth at all again. And it's because, you know, my stuff isn't being shared as much around either. And YouTube has actively made a decision to take people like us and just sort of push us off to the corner and to the side.
Yeah, they just don't serve our content to new people. So, of course, new people are not going to subscribe if new people are not seeing the content. Mac, I wanted to ask you, I know you've been covering, as we all have, the horrific events down in Uvalde, Texas. The more and more we learn, the more horrific the police response appears to be. But I wanted you to pick up on, Kyle and I were actually talking about the Beto O'Rourke interrupting Greg Abbott's press conference there. And I know you